Hi, Loy Machedo speaking from loymachedo.com. I got a question from Christina. Hey, Loy, how are you doing? I just watched your answer on YouTube. Thanks for that. I just wanted to say that I have a lot of respect for you. Question is, how come you overcame your worst fall? I too went through some horrible phases in my life with friends, but thankfully came out of the rut. Anyway, one more thing, I want to know about your decision that you took to help others improve their lives or careers, and it wasn't about your tattoos that I'm referring to. Okay. Christina, okay, your question is in two parts. One is, how did I overcome the worst fall? My worst fall that I can think of was 2 years ago when I fell out with the owner of a company. I'm very egoistic, and the owner of the company, obviously, is the owner, so he also had a very big ego. So we had an ego clash, and then what happened is he made sure that I was made to suffer. He not only canceled my visa, he made sure that however he could make me suffer, he made me suffer. He embarrassed me. He gave me a lot of stuff. He made sure he took all the stuff back. He sent his goons to my place. He sent his wife to my place. He didn't come, so he ransacked my apartment, took everything that he took. Well, I don't blame him. I don't blame him because I pissed him off. I also did my share of nonsense, which I shouldn't have. But anyway, so he became, from the best friend, he became the worst enemy. And then when he decided to cancel my visa, the thing is, I didn't have an option at that time, and the only people I knew were based in India. So first I called up my family, my mother, father, my stepbrother, and we were never close. We always had a problem. So I called them up. But what this guy, the employer, did was he called up my family and he gave them stories about me. I don't know. Apparently, because I was talking shit about him, he was talking shit about me. He sent emails to everyone that I was an anti-religious guy. I was a pedophile. I was involved in drugs and bad stuff and all that. I used to take bodybuilding tablets, so I used to tell everyone that I take drugs. And so, okay, it was, we were smearing each other. So my family kind of took it very seriously, and they didn't pick up my phone. They just didn't pick up my phone. I'm calling them, help me, and they just put the phone down and then they avoid speaking to me. So I didn't have my family, I didn't have my relatives. And then the only people I knew were in Bombay, my godfather, and I call him one day before. And I tell him, see, my visa is going to be cancelled. I have no place to go. The only place I can think of is your place. Can I stay there for a few days? He says, okay. But finally, when I get down to Bombay, I call him just few hours the flight. And when I call him up, apparently my family spoke to him. And now his tone has changed and he's shouting at me and telling me, my house is not an orphanage. You're not welcome here. I don't need people like you in my house. You can get lost. And I told him, see, listen, I don't have any money. I just don't have any money. He said, that's not my problem. And so I'm in a limbo now. I look like this, and I land up in India, and I don't have money. I don't have much money, and I was completely lost. I didn't know what to do, and the owner also made sure that I got a ban from coming in back into the country. So I land up in India and no money, and I don't know what to do. So um, fortunately for me, somebody who was on the flight, his name is Hitesh Soni, he's my friend on Facebook. He recognized me. I don't recognize half the people on Facebook. He recognized me with my tattoos and he said, hey, hi Loy, how are you doing, and all that. And I'm telling you, it was just chance. And from there, I spoke to him. I told him what my problem was. What he told me was, wait one second, down. Okay, so okay, come. Oh. Okay. So what he told me was, you also, okay, fine. One second, hold on. Okay, so what happened was, uh, now I'm landed in Bombay. I don't have any friends. I don't have any contacts. I don't know anything about Bombay or India because I've been in Dubai my whole life, and now I'm completely lost. So I didn't know what to do. And thanks to Hitesh Soni, he guided me, and I ended up in the southern part of India, that was Kerala. I went and checked in a cheap motel, and for 15 days I stayed alone, just reflecting and contemplating about my life. Yes, I did contemplate suicide. I decided I didn't have anything to live for, but you could say that killing yourself was not that easy, and it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of guts. And whenever I did think of doing it, I just kept withholding myself back. And finally, I decided if I was going to live, I would live on my terms. So that was the worst fall that I had to overcome. And well, fortunately, one thing started falling in place, and today I'm here. Now, the second part of your question was I wanted to know about the decision you took to help others improve their lives or careers. Now, this decision was not a spiritual or charitable one. You got to understand that in a business sense, you first need to get into a business which you're good at. Okay, you should jump into something that you're naturally good at. And I was naturally good at talking. I love reading, so I believed talking, speaking was something I should get into. But then just talking, speaking was no use. So I had to piggyback that with something else, and I realized that I was good at reading, I was good at coaching because people kept asking my advice. And those days, I was just 2 years ago, I just focused on public speaking. So I thought, okay, this is something of value that I can give people. Because remember this, in a business model, you need to give people value first, and then they will pay you for it. And the premium comes when you're really good. So what happened was, I finally decided that, okay, fine, I will this is the value I'll give people by training them, helping them improve in public speaking, and I'll charge them a little bit of money for it. That is how it started. Very soon, I started reading more and more into books. I started finding out my niche market, and today my niche market is helping people on the BCD, that is branding, communication, and development. So it was a step-by-step process, and that is how I've landed where I've landed today. So, Christina, um, I hope that has answered your question. How did I overcome my worst fall? And the second one is the decision to take help others improve themselves. Well, I hope I've answered both of them. Anything else, let me know. Glad to receive an email from you. Loy Machedo from loymachedo.com with these two dogs saying goodbye for now. Take care.